Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Sonic Multiverse. By fan request, we are featuring the grand return of What If Mecha Sonic survived and the Master Emerald was lost. Now, before we even get started with this, I need to address an issue. When I started these what ifs, I was working off of the mentality of the Izuka Two Worlds theory. It's essentially a thing that was introduced in 2010 where Sonic's world and Earth were two separate planets, which it kind of came out of left field and doesn't explain too much, but hey, I was on board with it. It had a lot of world building potential and it answered a couple questions, even if it created like 100 more. But recently, on an official video from the Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel, they've retconned it to be one world once again. So that put me in a bit of a dilemma with all the what-ifs that I've referenced the two worlds in. So I've concluded that what-ifs that I have used the two worlds as a part of the actual plot line and not just casually mentioned, I'll be including the two worlds. This includes things such as the What If Metal Sonic Became a Hero AU. But any new what ifs, or ones where I haven't directly referenced the two worlds, I will be going by one world. Which brings me to this what if where I have directly addressed the two worlds at the tail end of the last part, to be precise. But I think this AU works better with just one world. So I'm going to be retconning that last scene, and we will see the new version of the scene right now. Mecha Sonic's systems began to boot up once more. He looked around. He was in a strange container with elusive green liquid surrounding him. He looked down at his body. He wasn't his upgraded form anymore. He was back to his original state, and his arms were reattached. Mecha Sonic surveyed the room, trying to get a sense of his bearings. He saw Dr. Eggman, his creator, hard at work. It was clear now that he must have rescued him from the remains of the Death Egg too, but why wasn't he addressing him? Normally, as soon as Mecha Sonic was repaired, he was sent out to do another task for the Doctor. But he didn't even seem to acknowledge his existence this time. It was only then Mecha Sonic took note of the machine he was designing. The machine was tall and lengthy, crimson red, and clearly a step up from the old Egg Robos Mecha Sonic used to work with. Eggman marveled at his creation. E-102, codename Gamma. Gamma? Questioned the machine. That's right. You will now only obey me. The Doctor began to escort his machine to the shooting range, briefly turning towards Mecha Sonic and simply wiping dust off of the glass, not even acknowledging the robot's existence, before walking away. It was now clear to Mecha Sonic what he had become. Simply a trophy in the Doctor's collection. A relic of the past to be cast aside and replaced by this new Gamma and the rest of his E-series. Before long, Eggman and Gamma returned from the shooting range. The Doctor introduced his latest creation to his older brother, Beta. Eggman explained how he would need strong robots to pilot the Egg Carrier, his latest flying fortress, to help him conquer the world. So he pit his two latest robots against each other to see who was worthy of serving him. The battle plays out more or less the same as it does in Sonic Adventure, with Gamma proving himself the superior model, with better speed, reflexes, and strategic abilities, despite his lower firepower. However, during this fight, Beta goes a bit AWOL and starts blasting all over the place, trying to take down his younger counterpart. This damaged a part of the facility. Debris began to fall, hitting several devices in the room. Beta took cover. Gamma took this opportunity to finish off his older brother. Eggman congratulated Gamma for his victory and scolded Beta for his recklessness, but said that they could both come along to the egg carrier, as he saw potential in Gamma, and as for Beta, well, the doctor still had use for him. The three exited the lab, heading towards the egg carrier launch bay. Unbeknownst to them, a small piece of metal from the ceiling had cracked the container Mecha resided in. Mecha began punching at the glass, cracking it further and further. He might not be in his best condition right now, but he can still throw a punch. Just as he was about to throw the final punch, he suddenly blasted a beam out of his right arm, destroying the glass. He looked down at his forearm. He had replicated the powers of Gamma. Mecha had retained his copycat ability from our previous installments. Gamma biodata successfully copied. Now freed from his chamber, Mecha raced out of the facility to come up with his next course of action. Elsewhere, a lone echidna rested on the grounded Angel Island. The Master Emerald had been lost years ago, and Knuckles really didn't have anything to watch anymore, but the island was still the only home he had ever known. He would occasionally venture out into the mainland. He would help Sonic and Tails on the off occasion, but for the most part, he just stayed on his island. It was a peaceful place, and it's where Knuckles felt that he belonged. Like most nights, the Red Echidna tried to sleep, but he would inevitably be awoken by night terrors. However, mere dreams wouldn't be the only thing to awaken the Echidna tonight. The booming noise of turbines could be heard in the distance, as a large floating structure could be seen approaching Angel Island. If the logos weren't enough, the metal sheeting, crimson color scheme, and unique design of this aircraft made it clear who designed it. Eggman, Knuckles grunted under his teeth. The Red Echidna knew exactly why Dr. Eggman was here. A few weeks ago, he had found one of the Chaos Emeralds on his island. He had hoped Eggman wouldn't have found it, but he knew better. A booming voice came from the egg carrier. Knuckles! This is Dr. Robotnik speaking. I know you have the Chaos Emerald. Relinquish it now, and I can assure no damage will come to Angel Island. How gullible do you think I am? Knuckles yelled out in response. The Chaos Emerald stays with me. Now get the hell off my island. Eggman sees Knuckles' response on his monitor. A sinister grin appears on his face. Very well, Knuckles. Get a load of this! With the press of a button, dozens of Eggman robots jump off of the egg carrier. Among these robots was Gamma, who was gearing up to take on the Red Echidna. Although the robot took note of the fact that his brother Beta was strangely missing. But Gamma didn't have time to question this. The Badniks quickly surrounded the, now somewhat pointless, Master Emerald altar. Knuckles was tired of Eggman and his robots invading his island and made quick work of the smaller machines. The real fight began when Gamma got involved. The robotic assassin began blasting down the ground Knuckles was standing upon, forcing him to flee. The Echidna returned the favor with a haymaker punch, sending the machine flying backwards. Recognizing his opponent's strength, Gamma decided to focus more on long-range attacks. This kept Knuckles on his toes, but remember, he can keep up with Sonic on a regular basis, so this wasn't enough to stop the Red Echidna. Although the fight seemed to be in Knuckles' favor, this battle could really go either way. Neither of them really knows the other that well, so they can't exploit the other's weaknesses. However, before a victor could be found, Dr. Eggman decided to intervene. The arrow-like tip of the egg carrier opened up, revealing a gigantic cannon. Eggman yelled from the loudspeakers,
"Egg carrier ready! Fire!"
A gargantuan laser fired from the egg carrier. Before Knuckles or Gamma could react, the cannon fired down on the Master Emerald Shrine. The shrine was completely destroyed, and the two combatants were launched back in opposite directions from the blast. Knuckles, being the closer to the Master Emerald Shrine, took the worst of the blow. With heavy eyes, Knuckles looked up and saw Gamma picking up the green Chaos Emerald, damaged but still operational. Then, Knuckles gave in to his injuries and passed out. Soon after, Gamma returned to his master.
Chaos Emerald acquired. Mission complete.
Eggman grinned.
Very good, Gamma. Once I have all 7 Chaos Emeralds, I can use them to power the Egg Carrier's cannon and destroy Station Square, which then a glorious Robotnik land will be built upon its ashes.
Eggman began to laugh maniacally to himself, before turning back to Gamma.
Well, what are you standing around for? Head to the repair bay. You have a busy day ahead of you tomorrow, and I can't have damaged machines doing my bidding.
Gamma obeyed his master, walking away, preparing for whatever tomorrow may bring him. So, what did you guys think of the latest installment? How do you think this Sonic Adventure adaptation will play out without a Chaos? After all, the Master Emerald is gone, so Chaos and Tikal aren't even a part of this story. And what do you think will play out differently as Mecha Sonic is still out there? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm KamaFan13, and have a good day.